Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crafty Beer Reviews. Today, I'll be reviewing Off Color Wunderkammer. So this is one of their sour beers. This was actually a really limited release. Originally it started out as just a brewery only, and then Ohio actually got a little bit. So that's how I was able to get my hands on it. Off Color does some really awesome beers. So if you haven't checked out any of their beers, and you can get their beer, which is probably not super likely, they have a very small distribution network, but yeah, they do some really cool stuff. Their artwork is also always really cool. I absolutely love it. Now, this beer is pretty interesting. So, it is a blend of their, let's see here, they have the percentages, that's why I'm going to read this. So, it's 72% Dottle, and Dottle is their, so it's a bourbon barrel-aged version of Scurry, and Scurry is their dark honey ale. So, they have a 2-year-old bourbon barrel-aged dark honey ale, that's 72%, then 16% is fresh Scurry, 9% is wild ale, just says wild ale, so I guess it's just something that they made for this blend, and then 3% is cherry juice, because they actually re-fermented this one with cherry juice. So, cool stuff. I am really looking forward to this one, guys. Let's go ahead and check out the aroma. Oh, wow, yeah, tons and tons of cherries up front, holy shit. Yeah, big cherry, it's kind of got that tart cherry note, but then there's almost a little bit of like a sweeter kind of cherry thing going on. Ooh, hint of chocolate in there, almost like a little bit of a milk chocolate thing, definitely getting some vanilla, which I'm assuming is coming from the bourbon barrel aged. Yeah, definitely getting vanilla, maybe even a tiny hint of bourbon, very mild though, but definitely vanilla, chocolate, even a little bit of like oaky notes. Yeah, there's some nice kind of earthy, almost musty kind of notes in there as well. Definitely funky, not super over the top funky, but there's definitely some funkiness coming too. Yeah, light barnyard character, but yeah, lots of cherries, I mean tons of cherry. There's kind of this sweeter malt backbone to this one too that you get. Yeah, cherry, chocolate, vanilla, oaky, funky, smells pretty damn good. Smells actually really complex. Guys, let's go ahead and check out the taste. Oh, wow. Wow, damn, that is good. Up front, tons of cherries. I mean, like cherry overload. It kind of has a little bit that tart acidic cherry note, but then there's also that kind of sweeter cherry kind of thing going on as well. Definitely getting the chocolate note, which is kind of interesting, and it's definitely a milk chocolate. It's not that bittersweet dark chocolate note. Yeah, it's like a chocolate covered cherry, and then you're getting vanilla, hint of bourbon in there for sure, nice kind of oaky, tannic notes, a little bit of that kind of dark honey ale a little bit too, because you're getting like some sweet malty notes, maybe even a little bit of like caramel, molasses kind of sweetness, maybe, yeah, I think molasses. Yeah, definitely molasses, a little bit of just like sugary sweetness to this one for sure. And it's nice because it balances out that tartness, the acidity. It's definitely tart. It's not super sour, though. And I think a lot of the tartness is definitely coming from the cherry edition, not necessarily the wild ale that they put into this one. Yeah, and then vanilla, and it ends on this really dry note. It's like oaky tannins, a lot of vanilla, a lot of cherry, and then there's a little bit of just kind of sweetness to this one as well. And it kind of has that funky barnyard character, but very mild. But again, there's almost that earthy, musty thing. I know musty's not necessarily the best descriptor, but it just kind of has it. You know, it's almost like, I don't know, it kind of smells a little bit like a basement, but in a good way. I'll tell you what, guys, describing sours and wild ales sometimes is a really weird situation, because if you haven't had them and you hear these descriptors like wet hay and horse blanket and all that kind of shit, you're like, I don't know if I want that in my mouth. And no, this is pretty damn good, though. The funny thing, too, is this is super effervescent. I mean, prickly carbonation, you guys saw the intro to this one. Huge headzilla on this thing. So yeah, it is definitely a bit more carbonated than I would have expected. Very, very lively. Medium bodied though, it is kind of crisp. Again, it's very light, effervescent, which is kind of interesting. Super, super, super easy to drink. Under 6%, of course, but yeah, and you know, the more I sip on it, the more I do get subtle hints of bourbon in this one, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and it's really cool because you have the layers of cherries in this one. It reminds me a little bit of like cherry pie because there are some lightly kind of sweet bready notes to this one. And then, you know, you're getting more of the sweeter kind of almost like cherry juice type of thing going on, but really, really nice stuff. Just a ton of complexity. This one is a fan-freaking-tastic beer, and Off Color does some really, really awesome shit, so I am glad that I finally got a chance to try this one. Just a delicious beer. In terms of a rating, guys, I am going with a 9.6 out of 10. Holy shit, I think this is up there. This might be the best Off Color beer I've had. It's very close. This is just a damn delicious beer. There's nothing wrong with it, really. I mean, I would prefer a little bit more like true sourness. That's my only really big complaint to this one. And I kind of wish the carbonation was a little bit lower, but that being said, it is just awesome. You're getting, it's like chocolate-covered cherries, vanilla, oak, bourbon. You know, you're getting some of that like musty, funky, earthy notes too. It's just a really, really complex, super easy to drink beer. And it's one of those things because I feel like a lot of us, especially, you know, all of us craft beer drinkers that drink a lot of these huge beers, it's nice when they drink like little beers, and by that I mean there's a ton of flavor, but they don't drink as big as ABV. This is a beer, however, that is a very small ABV, but a ton of flavor, like something where you would expect that it's actually 8 or 9% just because of how flavorful it is. But awesome stuff. If you guys have had this beer, I would love to know your thoughts, or if you've had another off-color beer, I would love to know that as well down in the comments below. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, make sure to subscribe. And remember, I hope whatever you're doing involves good craft beer. Cheers.